Hey everyone, my name is April. I'm from the website Piano Lessons Info, and I've heard that some of you are wondering what the right age to learn piano is. Okay, so I have some answers on this for you. And the first one is that there is no real right age to learn piano, but there are better times to learn specific things, I think. So if you're wondering about kids, I would say kids should start learning about the time that they start learning to read. So they need to know their left hand, their right hand. They need to be able to count, and they need to know ABCs a bit. So, well, they need to know the symbols from A to G, which is the music alphabet. So once they're at about that stage, things get quite a bit easier, and it's usually around 6. So I usually don't teach kids 5 and under, just because they end up finding it too hard and they end up quitting usually. So that's the main reason. Plus, kids need to practice, so they need to have that little bit extra attention span to be able to practice every day for at least 10 minutes. Okay, so that is one thing for kids. But if kids are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's all fine. You can start at any of those ages. Teenagers can start, but what I'd say from teenager to adult is at that point you can start changing the type of thing you're learning. So if kids are learning, I think they should really start learning to read music. Okay, so learning to play piano by notes. But when you get to teenager and older, then you can choose if you want to start learning to play written music, classical, or just learning to read music. Or you can do other things like learn to play chords. So chords is one of the things I teach a lot, I promote a lot, because a lot of teachers don't teach this kind of information, basically. So it's another way to learn. Now, there's no right age to learn chords, except I don't think kids need to learn them at the very beginning stages when they're young. Just maybe a year after they start, that's okay. But in the very beginning, I don't usually teach them. It just ends up being a bit too much. So for adults, though, chords are a very quick and fast way to learn to play the piano, because you can learn in months instead of learning to play the notes, which can take years. So that's one thing I do. And I would also say that, I now teach a lot of people online through my chord course, and not everyone's young. In fact, if you're 72, that's a common age for people saying, I'm 70, email me and they say, I'm 72 and I'm just learning this. And I say, that's fine. Lots of times people pick it back up after years, but I do teach in-person lessons with retirees, and you know what, that's fine. Everyone has their own struggles at different times of learning. Little kids can't sit down and play for an hour, whereas older adults, they've got time, they can sit and play. The one group that struggles the most are adults in their, I'd say, 30s and 40s, because of the amount of time commitments they have with family or jobs or anything like that. So those are the ones that seem to fall off the most in terms of their learning journey. It doesn't mean you can't, but you need to make time for yourself to practice and learn. That's all. So I hope that helps. You can really learn piano at any age. It doesn't matter. Everyone's got different strengths and weaknesses at different ages, and you just work within those. So it's the same as learning anything. But I'd recommend learning because it's good for your brain, it's good for your mind, it's good for your soul, all those kind of things. So if you want to learn more from me, you can follow me on YouTube. I teach a lot about chords. If you're interested in learning more about chords, or even trying to work out which direction you should go to learn piano, I have 2 free PDFs that I'll link in the description below, and one is the beginner's guide. So this is directed toward adults, teens and above, really. It'll help you to work out what piano you should buy or keyboard you should buy and for learning, and the keys, and which direction you want to go if you want to learn chords or if you want to learn something else. It'll help you to decide where you want to go. All right, and the other one is just the free chord cheat sheet, which lists all sorts of chords, and if you want to experiment with that, you can try it out. Okay, so I will talk to you again later. Bye.